As we all know, when we suffer a tragedy, we go through the various stages of grief. And I know a lot of you probably went through the same feelings that I did. First, we felt sad and depressed, and then, or at least I know now, I feel mad and I feel fed up with the people that did this to us.
Yeah.
And I bet a lot of you feel that way too. I know you do. So I know that we all feel a lot of anger. So what should we do with that anger? Well, our anger should not be turned on our own community or on our fellow minorities or on our organizations that put up such a valiant fight to try to defeat Amendment 2, or even on the voters that cast all those votes against us. Our anger should be directed at the people who caused this to happen to us. So who are those people? You've heard some mention of John Stemberger, and there's another feller named Matt Staver. Well, unfortunately, these are two gentlemen, two lawyers that are based right here in Orlando, and those are the two people most directly responsible for passing Amendment 2. And it's not just about protecting marriage, which we already know. These two men are disciples of people like James Dobson from a place called Focus on the Family. Yes, you know him well. The man who preaches hate to millions through his vast network and who famously promotes fraudulent and destructive ex-gay industries that we know causes so much harm to our young people. We must, number one, call on the media to do their job and expose these people for what they are. We must call on our leaders to defend us and protect us in the political and public forum. We must call on our friends and families and our neighbors and our co-workers to stand with us. And we, each and every one of us, must vocally take a stand each and every time they say something false about us or try to cause us harm. We've heard several references here today to the great Martin Luther King Jr. Well, his wife was no slouch either. Coretta Scott King was a fervent and vocal supporter of gay rights, and she once stated, among other things, "Homophobia is like racism and anti-Semitism and other forms of bigotry in that it seeks to dehumanize a large group of people, to deny their humanity, their dignity, and personhood." And then she added, more specifically, "A constitutional amendment banning same-sex marriage is a form of gay bashing."
Amen!
The other message is that there is hope, and our hope comes from the triumph of November the 4th. And of course, that triumph was the election of Barack Obama as our next president. And that gives us hope because Barack Obama is with us. He supports us, he talks about us as his brothers and sisters, and most importantly, he understands that our cause is a righteous one in support of our civil rights. And I know it's hard to imagine, after 8 years of a president that regularly abused his power and influence to bash the gay community for his own political gain, and in the process sowing the seeds of hate and prejudice that we now see and experience in full bloom. But you should understand and appreciate the literal sea change that is about to occur in our national landscape. Yes. Change comes from the top, from true and principled leadership. So take hope in the fact that the gay basher in chief is leaving soon. We will soon have a president who just happens to be a constitutional legal scholar who knows that our rights are constitutionally guaranteed and protected. We need to stand strong, we need to stand united, we need to send a message that bigotry and discrimination are unacceptable in America and that America's true ideal will never be achieved until all Americans are treated equally and guaranteed the same rights and opportunities. So always remember that we are family. We are all brothers and sisters. We need to join hands, we need to stand up, we need to speak out, we need to be loud, we need to be proud, and to quote my other favorite civil rights icon, Melissa Etheridge, we need to all go out from here and be giants. Thank you.